Hey guys, Max here. So I want to do this quick video on Onyx Boox Palma. This is an white color version, and I think that's the biggest reason why I wanted to do it. There's a lot of reviews out there that give good explanation about this device, but I haven't seen a single video that shows it how it looks in white. And I chose to go with this color because I just think aesthetically it's pleasing, especially if you're reading with the white background. It kind of blends in with the bezel, just kind of looks like more of a complete device. Um, it's amazing when it comes to fingerprints. You don't see any. And overall, I just love this device. And there's a reason why I say that, because it's absolutely a good device that Onyx made. So it does have an option where you could get the case. Mine came with the case. I put it on and I literally take it off. First of all, it does not match the color. It's kind of grayish brownish, and at the same time it adds extra bulk. I'm not gonna put it on all the way because it's a pain to take it off. Like you can see, it adds bulk, and then it adds that extra lip, which if you're using the gesture, having that lip is pretty annoying. But I'm also very careful with my devices. So if you're one of those users who is always on the go and you throw your device in the back or in your pocket and you want to have that extra security, I guess getting a case makes sense. But I'm pretty careful with my devices. Here's Leaf 2, not a single scratch, no case, pretty good. But if you need that extra security, you could go with this. It's cheap, literally cheap, like cheap, plasticky. Anyway, so some reviewers complain that it doesn't have cellular. I don't care for the cellular because if I'm reading something, I want that quiet time. I don't want to be disturbed with messages. I don't want to be disturbed with phone calls. I just want to read. That's the reason that I got this device. I mean, not just purely reading. If I want reading, I'd probably go with Kindle just for reading. Actually, honestly, I wouldn't. Once I tried my first Onyx Boox device, which was 3 years ago, never went back. I had a Kindle, then I just traded it for something else. Anyway, so, and then the other thing that people complain is the battery life because it has a built-in GPU. First of all, the trade-in, well worth it. And we'll go more in details. This is snappy. Let me just give you an example. So let me start off. It has 3 buttons: power, volume rocker, which is also page turning. And at the same, there is this extra button that you could program it to do whatever you want. There's different options over there. This is so customizable with the buttons and the gesture control. You could do so much with it to make it more to your liking, the usage. What I have it done is I click once, it does the refresh, you double click it, it takes me home. Then again, I could also go home by swiping up. If I swipe up over here, it takes me to the e-link center. And if I swipe up over here, it takes me to the recents. Then I swipe up over here or over here, it takes me back. Then there's also option to go up and down for the volume. I did not get that going because I don't really need it. But all the other options, you could customize it to make your reading or this device usage much more simple and enjoyable. So going back to the GPU. So let me just turn on the power button. Boom, it's on. Look at that. Now, this is Leaf 2, and it does not have GPU built into it. So let me show you the power button. I mean, I'm not even gonna go fully into it. Here. Boom. This one's still starting. And I mean, I have this, let's say if I was busy for a whole day, I'll just put it down, not use it. And again, at the end of the day, you press the button, boom, it turns on. This one, it's still going. No GPU. Overall, I think this is a great device if you're looking just to read. The text is clear, the background is white, it's very easy on the eyes, but if you're looking to do something more, I do not recommend this device. I think it's very slow. The refresh rate is pretty annoying. Just to give an example, like I do like to go on Reddit and read the news. So let me just show you the news. No, the news is right here. Like, you see how slow this thing is? There you go. We don't need this one. There you go. Open news. It's just slow. Here we go. We're getting the news. See, the text is clear. And then I have it set where you hold down, it refreshes. The image, I guess, is okay. It's black and white. But then as soon as you start reading, you start seeing ghosting. You see the ghosting is appearing? So I have the E refresh rate set to speed. So let's do the Regal. This is annoying. Look at this. I don't want to read news like this. So let's switch to A2 because the speed gave you ghosting too. Look at that. It's pretty good as far as the speed. But then you start seeing ghosting. You see it? So to give an example, let me go here. Let me open up the news app. I have everything set to balanced. All the apps, they're set to balanced. I think it just gives you a much better experience overall. Look at this. Absolutely. Do you see any ghosting? No ghosting. So overall, I think the trade-off putting GPU on this versus having a battery that lasts you for weeks, I think it's a great compromise because I think I get on average a good over a week use of this, and I'm talking about like moderate usage. So I think I charged this device about 4 days ago and I still have 84% left. But then you get this, look at this. Who wouldn't want to read news like this, or whatever the articles that you put to the side and you just want to read later? Or let's go into Reddit. Look at that, it's snappy. The experience is very snappy. You see this? It's refreshing. No ghosting, absolutely no ghosting. Then let's go here to Reddit. Just the choppy experience. So here's Reddit. Like, this is lacking that extra layer, so the response should be a lot quicker. But you see how many times I have to click in order for it to register? Look at that. You could already start seeing ghosting. And look at this. More ghosting. So let's go to the e-ink, e-link, normal. Let's do Regal to kind of give you a better experience as far as the ghosting. But then you have this. Who wants to read things like that? Gets me frustrated and I just put it to the side. Again, if you just want to read books, let me open up a book here. Oh boy. Slow. All right, let me open up a book. Which book am I going to open up? It's still opening. So, like, the book itself, the experience, it's not bad. Like, for reading, this is a really good book, right? But for anything else, it's absolutely not that enjoyable. But with this device, everything kind of just looks so well balanced. So let me show you the gesture. So here is the recent app. Hold on. Here you go. So you could literally go back to the news. Refreshes pretty quick. Let me go back to Reddit. Right there. Look at this. It's so snappy. All right. So as far as the usability, I have no issue reading the news. Like I usually like to in the morning to open up and read some news. One thing that I do miss on it is, let's say, color would have been nice just because the black and white images are not that clear to see. So, but for text reading, it's absolutely enjoyable. So let me go something that a lot of people, I posted a post on Reddit and some people had a question about PDF. So here's a PDF. Hold on. There you go. So this is the original PDF. You obviously, if you want to read something like that small, go ahead, but you can zoom in to your liking. There you go. You could read it, definitely. You want to make it larger. Let's go here, make it smaller. There you go. And if you want to continue, like you saw the layout of the whole PDF, but if you click right here, it just takes you further. So you could just read. This is amazing. Like the PDF on this is much more enjoyable. So you could zoom in, zoom out. Look at this. Onyx honestly did an amazing with this job. And why am I so positive about this device? Because absolutely, I wasn't expecting e-ink device to get this good so fast comparing to my previous devices that I've had. Like, again, Note Air 2, Note Air C, and then the Leaf 2. This is so enjoyable to use. The speaker on this is amazing. So let me give you an example. For example, here's a PDF that we're just looking at. Let's say you've been reading for a long time and you just want to give your eyes a little rest. This is one of the things that I really love about Neo Reader and the books is the voice. So let's say if I've been reading for a while and my eyes are just getting tired a little bit, but I still want to continue with the book, I literally just turn a vocal.
Cosmetic surgery. Except that cosmetic surgery shall not include reconstructive.
There you go. Don't be surprised why it says cosmetic surgery, because I recently went to Egypt and I bought travel insurance from Alliance, and this is the PDF that they sent you about their insurance. So I did not go to Egypt to get cosmetic surgery. I went there to explore Egypt. Always wanted to go. But it just gives you an example with the voices. And it's the same thing, like you go anywhere, you click again.
Surgery when such service is incidental to or follows surgery resulting from.
It's great. Like the voice on this is absolutely amazing. Like if you're comparing it to, I've tried to get Neo Reader on other devices. It's not possible. So I tried different apps on the Android. I've tried different apps on the iPhone. And then unless you get those apps where you pay for the vocal service, I think it's like $10 a month or like over $100 per year. I don't remember the pricing. But even those voices, they sound a little bit robotic. Yes, there's some people voices, like human-like voices. Those cost even more money. This is already free, built into the e-reader. So that saves you a lot of money to begin with. So having to read anything that you want to read, it's like a win-win. Unless you get like audiobooks from like Amazon audiobooks that has actual people reading it, obviously it's a different experience. But having any book that you upload on the Neo Reader, the voice is right there, and you could honestly just customize those voices. Let's say we go here, then you go into settings, and then you choose things over here, like you customize the way you want it. Then you go here, and then you want to change the voices. Like, you have so many voices to pick through, like so many voices. Balanced. Look at this, so many voices to go through, so many. Let's go into English.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
Again, go back here, go back to the voice that I was using.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
Like, you can't, like, the voice is amazing. Like, absolutely. It's like having someone be there and read for you. It's a win-win. So for those of you who love audiobooks, you don't have to pay extra to have someone basically read it to you. It's already built into it. I think this, for me, it's a huge plus when it comes to Onyx devices because of that ability to turn the vocal on in order to read something. Like, I do not like that auto rotation. It's sensitive. So I just turned it off. Again, it's really responsive as far as like the gestures going. Let me just show you here. So let's say you want to go back. It's very, very responsive. So is the GPU worth it? Absolutely. Is it a big battery drain? Look at that, 83. I think the battery is great, so I don't know why people even talk about the battery life. From my usage, I haven't had issues with batteries. Sometimes I would read for hours and I don't need to charge the device. Like, I usually charge it on an average maybe once every 5 days, and not because it gets to 0. Let's say it gets to 80. I'll put it on the charger to get it to 100. I don't really care about saving the battery because I'm sure a year or 2 years from now on, I'll have several other Boox devices. I just love gadgets. So for those of you who are looking longevity of use, I guess just use your battery until it gets to a low percentage, then charge it, because they usually don't recommend to constantly recharge it to 100. But overall, I highly, highly recommend this device. It's absolutely beautiful. It's comfortable. It's pocketable. It's palmable. The sound is great. Like, it has speaker grill right here, and this one looks like a speaker grill, but if you look, there's only a tiny hole, so I'm assuming this is a microphone. I did download Gboard on it, a Google keyboard, because I did not like the autocorrect of the built-in keyboard, but the built-in keyboard is great too if you're great at spelling or if you're slow at typing. I'm generally fast at typing, and even on the phone, sometimes there's mistakes. So overall, absolutely, absolutely recommend it. Let me show it to you again, the white one. I'll show you the backlight so you know what we're looking at. Here, let me open this up. So if you are in a bright lit environment and you want to turn off your backlight, let me open it here. Here you go. You could easily read this with no issues. It does have automatic lighting. I disabled that because generally what it does, it kind of always brings that cooler hue. I don't like it. I'm a fan of a warmer backlight, so I just disabled it. But if you are, let's say if you're on a beach, would light reflection be an issue? Here's a window lighting. But then again, if it's because you're looking from the side, I don't think it'd be a big issue. I think the light reflectivity on this display is handled really well. Currently we are in a dark room, so let me just turn the light on. Let me show you how bright it gets. It gets super bright. Let me turn the warm light on. So you could see. Obviously it's too bright, but it's actually really comfortable in the eye. So you lower whatever you think is comfortable to have that pleasant experience as far as reading whatever you're reading. Again, here's Google News. It's pretty fast and snappy. Go home. You open up Reddit. If you want to refresh, you click once on the side, this button, because that's what I programmed to do. It refreshes. If you click double, it takes back to home. You could, there's 3 options you could assign to it. You go into settings, I'm not gonna go into it. There's definitely another plus that, you know, they made it a lot more simple to get your books on this or PDFs. It, like, this is your recent, your progress of reading, this is how much you have, and then you see the cloud. They have like 6 cloud services there. I believe it's 6. I use Google Drive, and this is what I have linked to it, but I know OneDrive is there too. It is so easy to get files on this, so easy. You just put it on your, let's say mine, for example, is Google Drive, and just literally go into Google Drive from here and just open it up, and it goes into the e-reader, the new reader. Here I have the Kindle. I don't know if I even registered the Kindle. Let me see. I did. So here's a book on Kindle. Oh yeah, that's why it's asking for location. Absolutely, look at that. No ghosting. No ghosting. And then again, you could customize it the way you want it to be. Let me show you layout. Let's say if you want to change this, you want to turn it into black. I'm not a fan of having a black, but actually on this device, it's pretty usable. There you go. No ghosting. So go back here again. You can just play around with it, whatever you find it to be comfortable. So Kindle works absolutely amazing. This I also use Google Docs. It's just an amazing overall device. Hopefully I answered some of the question for you guys that you had. There is a, for the SIM card, not SIM card, for micro SD card. Again, a lot of people say that, you know, they wish they had SIM on it. I guess if you want on a go to have ability to browse the web or things like that, I get it, maybe. But I think this is much more a device that you could just add it to later that you could read, or the books on the go. Overall, I don't really care for the SIM card. I always have a phone with me, so I could just hotspot it from the phone if I need to add something to the device, or if I want to on the go read news or Reddit, that's an option. But I don't really care having that extra SIM card availability, because generally that I think would also add to extra battery usage. So yeah, if you ask me, I definitely highly recommend this device. So let me just focus. 82% of the battery while I've been trying to record this video, and I've been at it for some time now. So absolutely highly recommend it. If you have any questions, please comment below. I am getting Onyx Boox Tab Mini C, just because I do miss color, but this I'm gonna use mostly just for reading books and for reading articles and Reddit. Just I want that extra color on the Mini C. I'm gonna do that, and then I'll probably do a review on that as well. But if you have questions, please ask below. Thank you.